Hi P3 boys and girls. Last week, you had your lesson on the use of past tense. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to use the conjunction so in sentences. First, you must understand what conjunctions are. Conjunctions are words used to join words and sentences together. For example, the words and, but, or, so, and because are all conjunctions because they can be used to link words and sentences together. In this lesson, I'm going to focus on two conjunctions, so and because. To understand how to use the conjunction so in a sentence, you must first understand how to use because in a sentence. I'm sure that you have used the conjunction because many times in your writing, but do you really understand how to use the conjunction correctly? I want you to spend a few seconds to think of a sentence using the conjunction because. Ask yourself if the sentence you make makes any sense or not. If you're not sure, then that means that you don't really understand how to use because correctly. Now, I want you to take a look at the sentence right here. The sentence reads, I didn't study for the English test because I was tired. When we use the conjunction because, there's always a reason and a result. A reason tells you about an explanation or cause for an action or an event. On the other hand, a result tells you about the action or event that happens because of the reason. In other words, it tells you what happens. Remember, when we use the conjunction because in a sentence, the result always comes before the reason. The part I didn't study for the English test is the result, so we put it at the beginning of the sentence. On the other hand, the part I was tired is the reason, so we put it after the conjunction because. If you switch the parts around and say, I was tired because I didn't study for the English test, then the sentence simply just won't make any sense. Now, let's take a look at how to use the conjunction so in a sentence. Like the conjunction because, there is always a reason and a result. Except this time, the reason is placed before the result. The sentence reads, I was tired, so I didn't study for the English test. As you can see, the part I didn't study for the English test is still the result, and the part I was tired is still the reason. The only difference is we put the reason before the result. To put it simply, when we use the conjunction so in a sentence, the reason always comes first and the result always comes second. Again, if we switch the parts around and say, I didn't study for the English test, so I was tired, then the sentence simply won't make any sense at all. Now, to test your understanding on the conjunction so and because, let's take a look at these two questions right here. I want you to spend around 10 seconds to fill in the blanks using the conjunctions so and because. Remember, when you do these two questions, there is always a reason and a result. Ask yourself which part is the reason and which part is the result. If you choose the conjunction so for the first question, then you're correct. The part I was hungry is the reason, whereas the part I ate a bag of chips is the result. Since the reason comes before the result, we have to use the conjunction so to link the two parts here. For the second question, if your answer is because, then you're correct. In this sentence, the part I was hungry is the result, and the part I didn't have breakfast is the reason. Since the result comes before the reason, we have to use the conjunction because for this question right here. If you answer both questions correctly, then it's very likely that you know how to use so and because in a sentence. In the next task, there are more questions to test your understanding on the conjunctions. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you answer all those questions correctly as well.